दोस्तों, आज हम देखने जा रहे हैं हज़रत यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलाम की एक ऐसी सच्ची कहानी जो सब्र, ईमान और अल्लाह पर भरोसे की मिसाल है। हज़रत यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलाम बचपन से ही नेक और ख़ूबसूरत अखलाक वाले थे। अल्लाह ने उन्हें ख़ास फ़जीलत अता की थी। एक रात हज़रत यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलाम ने एक अजीब ख्वाब देखा। इस ख्वाब में 11 सितारे, सूरज और चाँद उनके सामने झुक रहे थे।
उन्होंने ये ख्वाब अपने वालिद हज़रत याकूब को सुनाया। वालिद ने समझ लिया कि अल्लाह ने उनके बेटे के लिए एक बड़ा मकाम मुकर्रर किया है।
Father, I saw 11 stars and the sun and moon bowing to me. My son, do not relate your vision to your brothers, lest they contrive a plot against you.
He loves him more than all of us. We must get rid of him. Yes, let us kill him or cast him to some distant land.
Yusuf's brothers began to envy him. They felt that their father loved Yusuf more. Our father loves him more than all of us. It is not fair, and we must do something.
Envy grew so much that they began to plan to remove Yusuf from their path.
We must find a way to remove him from our path.
Let us cast him away.
Yes, then our father's favor will be ours alone. Send Yusuf with us. We will take care of him.
No one had any idea that today would become the biggest test of Hazrat Yusuf as-salam's life.
The well was cold, dark, and silent. Yet Allah's mercy surrounded Yusuf. Even in the deepest darkness, he was never alone.
Yusuf's brothers led him to a well. They plotted to cast him into its depths. But Allah is the best of planners.
हज़रत याकूब सल्लल्लाहु सब समझ गए, लेकिन उन्होंने सब्र किया और सिर्फ अल्लाह से मदद मांगी। Oh, good news! Here is a young boy.
But Allah's decision was something else entirely. Yusuf's real journey of life was about to begin.
After every difficulty, Allah grants ease. Yusuf never let his faith weaken.
Friends, everyone believed Yusuf was gone, but Allah had already planned a future that no one could imagine. Sometimes, the darkest moment becomes the beginning of the greatest blessing. Dear friends, Allah never abandoned Yusuf. Every trial was leading him toward a greater purpose. What seemed like an ending was actually the beginning of an extraordinary journey. Friends, after some time, a passing caravan stopped near the old well to collect water. None of them knew that this ordinary moment was about to change history forever. Friends, when the bucket was raised from the well, the travelers were astonished. Instead of only water safe by the will of Allah, even in the deepest trial, Allah's mercy was always with him. Friends, the travelers took the young boy with them on their journey toward Egypt. No one around them realized that Allah was guiding every step. This journey was toward an extraordinary future.
Friends, what looked like the end of Yusuf's story was only the beginning. Allah had a greater plan waiting for him. Every hardship was preparing him for an honorable future that would inspire generations to come.
Friends, after arriving in Egypt, the young Yusuf AS entered a completely new world. Although he was family, Allah was quietly preparing a future beyond anyone's imagination. Friends, even in the middle of uncertainty, Yusuf AS never lost his faith. Every step of his journey was guided by Allah, even when the future seemed impossible to. Friends, Allah never leaves those who remain patient and faithful. What seemed like a painful journey was slowly becoming the path to an extraordinary destiny.
Friends, Allah's plan was unfolding step by step. A respected official of Egypt recognized something special. In the young Yusuf AS, this meeting would become the turning point of his remark.
Friends, this moment changed everything. Allah was opening a new chapter in his life, one that would shape an extraordinary future. Friends, with kindness and dignity, Allah was opening a new chapter in his life, one that would shape an extraordinary future. Friends, as the years passed, Yusuf Salam grew into a young man. Everyone who met him admired his kindness and dignity. Friends, Allah blessed Yusuf with wisdom, patience, and knowledge. Day by day, people began noble character. Even during difficult times, he remained faithful to Allah.
Friends, every test in Yusuf's life was preparing him for a greater mission. Allah was shaping his character. The biggest challenges were still ahead.
Friends, sometimes the greatest blessings. Soon, another major test would change the course of his life, change his life forever. Friends, sometimes the greatest blessings. Soon, another major test would change the course of his life forever. Friends, Yusuf stayed humbled and continued to trust Allah. His faith became stronger with every challenge. Friends, no matter how difficult life became, Yusuf never compromised his honesty. He knew that Allah sees every hidden struggle, and those who remain patient are never abandoned. Friends, the greatest victories often begin with the hardest tests. Soon, a life-changing moment would test his character like never before. Friends, every chapter of Yusuf's life carried a new lesson. While others judged by appearances, Allah was preparing him for a mission far greater than anyone could imagine. Friends, true faith is revealed during life's greatest challenges. Yusuf, knowing that every hardship carried a hidden wisdom and a greater purpose. Friends, every trial in Yusuf's life was preparing him for something far greater. Even when people could not understand Allah's wisdom, His plan was unfolding perfectly, one step at a time. Friends, sometimes Allah's greatest blessings come after the longest period of patience. Yusuf never lost hope and never stopped trusting Allah. The next chapter would reveal how. Friends, every moment of Yusuf, one that would reveal the true strength of his faith and character. Friends, Allah was preparing Yusuf salam for a test unlike any he had faced before. The next chapter would become one of the greatest lessons in Islamic history. Friends, every great believer faces moments that test the heart. Was now approaching. Would his remain unshaken? The answer would inspire generations to come.
Friends, Yusuf's greatest test is about to begin. In the next part, you'll witness a turning point that changed history forever.
Friends, Yusuf AS had overcome every challenge with patience and faith. But the greatest trial of his life was now about to begin. Friends, every test reveals the strength of true faith. Yusuf AS remained patient and trusted Allah, even when the future was uncertain. Friends, the next chapter will reveal one of the greatest lessons of patience, honesty, and trust in Allah. Don't miss what comes next. Friends, thank you for watching part 1. If you enjoyed this historical journey, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Deenfilix. Part 2 is coming soon. Assalamu alaikum.